Grace and peace to you, Dyersburg First United Methodist Church family and friends. Last week in a video and in our worship service, I introduced to you our year-long focus on discipleship. And this week we are diving right in with our first characteristic of discipleship, a life of service. So I hope that over the past week you have had the opportunity to look at your discipleship matrix and do a self-assessment about where you are on your journey of discipleship. And as promised, we are going to have an actual action step that you can take to move yourself with the work and the grace of the Holy Spirit along your journey of discipleship, from exploring to beginning, or from beginning to growing, or growing to maturing. In conjunction with the work of the Lay Leadership Committee, formerly known as the Committee on Nominations, we are inviting everyone to fill out a card that you will find both in your newsletter this week and in your bulletin on Sunday, and also in the Connect Center. The card represents an activity that's part of asset-based community development called Gifts of the Head, Hands, and Heart. What we're asking you to do is give us your name and a good way to contact you. And then if there's already a team or a ministry that you know you want to be part of in the church, feel free to put that down. We also want to know what other community groups or community activities you participate in. That might be something like the Union Mission or Salvation Army. We want to know what our members are doing to journey in their life of discipleship outside of the congregation. Then when you flip the card over, you'll have the opportunity to let us know about the gifts of your head, things that you know that you like to talk about. Gifts of your hands, things that you're good at doing. And the gifts of your heart. Those are things that you're really passionate about, that you really love to do. In our worship time together this week, we're going to be talking about Jesus' life of service. We're going to continue the next week by talking about the way we serve within our congregation. And then we're going to end by talking about the ways we're called to serve the world. On September the 26th, which is the third week of this focus on a life of service, we're going to invite you to bring this card with you to worship and bring it to the rail during the service. Not only will this be a wonderful way for you to consider, along with the Holy Spirit, how God might be calling you to use the gifts of your head, hands, and heart, but it's going to be an invaluable tool to the Committee on Lay Leadership as we do our work in preparation for leadership in 2022. So this week, September 12th, you're going to receive this card in your bulletin, or you can pick one up in the Connect Center. And for the next 3 weeks, I invite you to listen carefully to the Holy Spirit speaking to you, not only about where you might serve in the church, but overall, the gifts of your head, hands, and heart. As you listen to the leading and the voice of the Holy Spirit, you might find that the Holy Spirit is pointing out things to you that you hadn't thought of before. Ways that you might be called to serve the community and to serve your church that you hadn't really considered before. We'll begin in worship this Sunday as we take a closer look at the Gospel of Mark, chapter 10, verses 32 through 45. If you have any questions about our year-long focus on discipleship or on this specific focus on a life of service, I hope that you'll let me know. And I look forward to seeing you in church.